It is getaway day at Guaranteed Rate Field under the bright sunshine of a Thursday afternoon. The finale of a 6-game homestand as the Sox and Royals get together and the Sox try to avoid the sweep. Thanks for joining us once again. Jason Benetti and Steve Stone along with you. Chuck Garfine is downstairs. He'll be with us very shortly. Sox lost last night. The offense put up 5 runs, and Leury Garcia was a big part of that.
Leury's up to 283, and he's hitting from both sides of the plate. And last night, no exception, as he drove in 3 runs. So we'll take a look at the first 2 of them. Things were starting to look a bit better for the Sox at that point. However, it turned out to be too little too late, but not because of Leury. He punches this through the left side. And the last 30 games, he's hitting over 300, so things going very well for him.
First inning yesterday went very well for the Sox. Moncada had a home run, and Tim Anderson made a whale of a defensive play.
Tim Anderson has been playing very well. The defense is getting a whole lot better, especially to the backhand side. And Tim came through with a couple of base hits. This one caroms off the glove of Herrera. Tim takes this one down the line. And early it was defensive heroics for Tim Anderson. This in the hole. Merrifield thinks he's got a base hit. Tim feels otherwise, and he guns him down. Things getting a whole lot better for the men in the middle, and hopefully today no exception.
Once again, never wear the opponent's colors on television. Sox and Royals, game number 3 is on the way from Guaranteed Rate Field. We told you the first inning went well. This is the first pitch from last night's game. Moncada goes deep. See if he can do it again. Coming up shortly.
Toyota, tested, trusted. Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. By Lexus, who encourages you to experience amazing. And by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Miller Lite, hold true.
It is a lovely day for baseball at Guaranteed Rate Field with the fireworks blasting and Reynaldo Lopez on the hill. The blue sky hanging overhead. Our blue canopy for the Kansas City Royals starting lineup. It's brought to you by the Webb Auto Group and Mondesi at the top of the card. Whitten Merrifield is out today. Then Gordon and Perez. Duda, Bonifacio, and Phillips, who's had a very nice series. Dozier's first start. O'Hearn and Escobar.
Let's take a look at the defense that Ricky Renteria and our Sox are going to run out there, presented by UI Health. It's Nicky, Liuri, and Avisail in the outfield. With Yolmer, Tim, Yohan, and Jose in the infield, Omar Narvaez gets a nod behind the plate, and our Lexus Experience amazing starting pitcher is Reynaldo Lopez. Looking for his 5th win of the year. This is his 22nd start. Last time out, gave up 5 home runs. Was not a particularly good day. Got behind early, and the fastball was not near as crisp as it's been earlier in the season. The umpires for the game this afternoon: Ben May has the plate. Lance Barksdale's at first, the crew chief Ted Barrett's at second, and Will Little has third base. So it's a little warmer today than it's been. Good gorgeous weather for this homestand. The occasional shower, but not much in today. The finale of the homestand, as the Sox trying to derail these Kansas Cities, who've got a brand new ball club. They're playing, at least offensively, pretty good these days.
Yeah, they're 7-5 since the All-Star break. This is their best 12-game stretch of baseball, really, that we've seen and been a part of this year. As the Sox will take on the Royals, trying to avoid a sweep in this ballpark in 3 games at the hands of Kansas City for the first time since 2014. There have been some harrowing days against the Royals in recent years, but no sweeps here in 4 seasons. So it's Adalberto Mondesi, then Alex Gordon, Salvador Perez coming up in this first inning against Reynaldo Lopez, who got ambushed by the Jays last time out with 2 homers in the first 2 batters. First one, a strike on Mondesi, and we are off and rolling at 1:10 today on getaway day for both teams. '24-year-old Reynaldo Lopez, who's seen the Royals now twice this year, and Kansas City has swung early in at-bats against him. They have not walked in either start Lopez has made against Kansas City this year.
Well, he's thrown 2 pitches, and it's really a good sign. And the thing that's a good sign is the fastballs were 96 and 97. Last time out, he was averaging around 94, and so the velocity has come down. He says physically there's absolutely nothing wrong, that he feels great. And we'll see about it. So far, the fastball looks really good early.
That one pops in there for strike 3 at 96 miles an hour and 1 down. There we saw 4 pitches to a strikeout, and against the Royals this year, the pitches per plate appearance have been way down. The Royals have jumped him early in counts.
Well, hopefully he will get ahead, because getting behind cost him the 5 home runs last time. But he said it's a matter of focus. Reynaldo said he's got to get his focus, his concentration back. If he can do that, he can pitch well, and he's hoping to do that. He said he's going to work on it.
The day after his last start, so that would be Saturday in the series against the Blue Jays, Ricky Renteria and Don Cooper sat down with Reynaldo Lopez to talk about how he was feeling, as this goes to Anderson for out number 2, and the result was physically he's fine. There's no deterioration in his skills and the way he feels, and we're seeing at least an early good start. Chuck Garfien for the first time today. We say hello. Hi, Chuck.
Hello. Yes, it is partly a focus issue with him, which is happening in short periods of time during a game, but even a short period of time can cause problems for you. And I spoke with Don Cooper before the game. On top of the focus, he just wants him to be more aggressive. Throw the first punch here today. Dictate the game himself. Don't let the Royals do that here today.
We've seen it so far, and there is a blazing fastball elevated in the zone at 96. I mean, the confidence is exuding from him already in this game.
His stuff is good enough to win just about each and every time out. It's just a question that he has to believe in himself, and that is part and parcel of what concentration is. It's taking every pitch and making it its own universe. Every pitch is an entity unto itself, and nothing that happened before or after is going to affect it. Right now, he's coming out going right at the Kansas City hitters. The fastball is very crisp. His slider has made a major improvement. As you see, the last 4 starts have been just disastrous for him, with opponents hitting .310. When he's right, that's not him. He's difficult to square the ball up against, but he hasn't been lately.
Tim at shortstop flags it down and throws out Perez. A 1-2-3 inning and a smiling sign for Reynaldo Lopez in the first. Genesis and Hyundai's at the best price. Go to webcars.com. Okada at the top, Sanchez and Abreu, Garcia, Narvaez, and Davidson back in. Garcia the 2 hits yesterday, Delmonico and Anderson.
Defensive setup for these Royals, and Ned Yost is going to put them out this way with Gordon, Phillips, and Bonifacio left to right. Dozier, Escobar, Mondesi, and O'Hearn in the infield. Salvi Perez has the plate, and our Lexus Experience amazing starting pitcher is Brad Keller. 6'5", 230. He's a big man. This is his 11th start. He had a disastrous start against our Sox. He didn't get out of the 3rd inning last time we saw him, and control was a huge factor.
2 2/3 in that game, and control is a factor with ball 1 to Yoan Moncada. Former 8th round pick of the Diamondbacks out of high school in Flowery Branch, Georgia. Brad Keller. Mostly fastball is what we'll see from him.
He doesn't have an overwhelming fastball, but he is a fastball pitcher, and that's what we're going to see. We're going to see mostly hard stuff. He doesn't change speeds a great deal.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Moncada, who's now tied for 5th in Sox history with 5 career leadoff home runs at age 23. Got a little bit of a dust devil blowing down the 3rd base line. The wind kicking up the dirt on the warning track.
Wind very much a factor here today. Looks like it's blowing out toward the left field corner.
That's strike 3 on Moncada, up in the zone at 94, and 1 away. So we told you fastball heavy for Keller. The slider is his next best pitch, and the changeup very infrequently sneaks in.
You can see between the sinker and the 4-seamer, that's 70% of the time, meaning 70% of fastball pitcher depends on the fastball and picks on the slider for the other 25.
That 4-seamer this year, he's allowed a batting average of .276 for the season. .254 against the slider, which is a pretty big number. Ball and a strike on Yolmer Sanchez, who's 3 for 8 in this series. been Mr. Every Day for the Sox this year, Yolmer Sanchez. You know what you're going to get over at third. He's been in the lineup as an everyday player, really for the first time in his career for a full season.
Yeah, I think he's really enjoying that fact. Don't know what's going to happen next year, but Yolmer established the fact that he can play every day this year.
Salvador Perez has been under attack this series.
Well, he's getting a lot of low pitches, certainly, and because he is a very big catcher, he's getting a lot of foul balls off his body. You only take so much of those, and then eventually you're going to break.
Downstairs 3-2 on Sanchez. There's Jose, who's got a couple of doubles in this series. Called strike 3 on Yolmer, who thought he had seen ball 4.
That looked like the sinker, and from the side you'll see that it probably comes over the plate right in the middle of his lead knee, which is his right knee.
I think he thought maybe away. 2 down for Jose. 5 straight years now, 30 doubles or more for Jose Abreu back to his 2014 rookie season. Only 2 guys in Sox history have done that. Abreu and Maglio Ordonez. Good company to keep.
It is that. 2 guys that could really hit.
Keller on 0-2. Slider away. Looked like maybe that was a fastball that had some movement to it.
That had some good late movement.
Yeah. Came in at 95.
No, that's
slider movement.
Yeah, definitely that's his fastball. But if you grab it off to the side at all, it's going to do that.
That is the slider.
That was one of those. And usually the wipeout slider gets a piece of the catcher. In this case, Salvi gets hit again.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Escobar. We promise you today we'll see a base runner at some point, but none to speak of so far.
here. Vice President of Community Relations, Christine O'Reilly. 25 for 25. You've got a brand new charity foundation, or actually a charity event, you can call it, for White Sox charities. Tell us what it is.
You know, we started this is the third year we're doing it, Chuck. We started it when we were celebrating the 25th anniversary of White Sox charities, hence 25 for 25. The name stuck. Fans love it. It's an opportunity where they can support our outreach efforts through White Sox charities and win really cool prizes. So how it works, make a donation. It started at noon today. It goes till 1 o'clock tomorrow. Every hour, there's a different prize. So, for example, I have props. If you make a donation in this hour, we're a chance to win a Jose Abreu autographed bat. Very cool. Next hour, if you want to wait, how about this?
That's a signed Jim Thome jersey.
And it's 25.
Perfect.
How about that? So every hour, there's a prize. You go to whitesox.com/Sox25. You're entered to win the prize for that particular hour. The last hour of the campaign, which is tomorrow from noon to 1, it's Power Hour. There's 25 prizes. So it's a fun way for fans to collect memorabilia, autographed items, tickets, all sorts of fun stuff while supporting White Sox charities. And if you make a single contribution of $250 or combined $250 or more over the course of the 25 hours, you get a chance to attend a special party, and our special guest is AJ Pierzynski.
That's worth it.
There's a lot going on. So whitesox.com/Sox25 for all the details.
And the sooner you get in, the more chances you have, the better chances you have to win something.
Well, certainly if you can donate every hour. You can just pick the 1 hour. All the prizes
So it's only for 1 hour. That 1 hour is all you have a chance to get something to win.
This hour is over. This Jose Abreu bat goes away. A winner will be selected. Then the next hour you donate, you're eligible to win the Jim Thome item. So there's different items every hour. Last hour of the campaign, there's 25 items. And again, if you want to, donate, really no amount is too small, but if you wanted to have an opportunity to attend the event featuring AJ Pierzynski, either make a single donation of $250 or more, or enter to win over the course of many different hours to have your chance to win a lot of prizes. As long as you hit that $250 level, you get to come to the party with AJ.
That's great. Christine O'Reilly, thank you so much.
Thanks, Chuck.
You didn't ask for my credit card. I thought that was coming.
We talked about that earlier. I'm waiting for you.
I'll make a donation. Back up to you guys.
We have that on tape. Chuck, thank you very much. Christine, thank you as always. And we've been a part of this campaign in the past, and it is great fun. You get an opportunity, especially in that last hour, to be eligible for so many different prizes. There you see the information, whitesox.com/Sox25. Donation of $25 or more, and again, the money goes to White Sox charities and the great things they do around the Chicagoland area.
I would think the next hour, getting that autographed Jim Thome jersey, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I'm in for that. Are we eligible?
No.
Okay. Tim Anderson is eligible. He makes the catch. Sorry, out of time. Bottom two, no score. And we'd like to welcome all our viewers watching on Lisco in Fairfield, Iowa. You always watch on Lisco.
I do. I love Fairfield.
Big on Connecticut higher learning places?
No, Iowa.
Oh, well, Fairfield's up there too then.
Yeah.
School. Escobar is on it. We're on number 1. So here's what's coming up on our telecast, other than no base runners, evidently. Our Getaway Day Sox math about the next opponent. Will be headed to Tropicana Field to take on the Rays. Diamondbacks reliever arrives in style. Seems like a bullpen cart issue. And inside the Sox vault, there's gout.
There is gout.
We've been trying to eradicate it inside the vault. Gets a little damp in there. Got to change your diet when you're inside the vault.
Allopurinol. That'll do it.
I met him once.
That'll do it. You'll be fine after that. They don't lock you in the vault.
Always on Getaway Day day games, we do feature Steve's Pharmaceutical Corner. So, in case you have any questions for our resident expert in nonsense pills.
That's it. Let me know.
I
got him.
Your guy. Ball and a strike on Narvaez, who clubs this ball to center field. Phillips for round number 2.
Both of these pitchers being very aggressive here this afternoon. Kansas City heads off to Minneapolis to take on the Twins. We go down to Tampa St. Pete to take on the Rays. Lopez is coming out throwing great.
He looks locked in.
He's got it today.
Yeah.
Today he's got it.
Davidson watches a called strike 1. Matt with half of his home runs this year against Kansas City. It is truly amazing what sort of pace a game has when pitchers are throwing strikes, and Davidson's seen a lot of strikes against Kansas City this year. 1135, that's not an OPS, that's a slugging percentage.
That's pretty amazing.
Slider in the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2. Davidson going shades today. And that's 12 up, 12 down for the pitchers in this game. Still no score.
available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Sox to learn more. Wintrust Community Bank, member FDIC.
Well, you were vindicated the other day by our tweeter.
In which respect?
So last time Kansas City was in town,
Yes.
you got a tweet that said, well, we both did, said, tell Steve Dozier doesn't play for Kansas City.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
He apologized the other day. He was watching the game. Dozier was here. He said, sorry. Tell Steve I'm sorry.
Yes, and there he is.
There he is.
As in living proof. Only this being Hunter Dozier, not the Dozier traded to the Dodgers.
That's Brian Dozier.
That would be Brian Dozier.
He's also wearing blue. That's a good deal for them, I think.
I think it's a very good deal. I think the deals they made were good deals.
That team already could hit, but that's another power bat and a major upgrade at second base for them in terms of slugging potential. To right field. Avi on the move to the warning track, and he makes the catch. That ball had wings, and Dozier just short.
He rode that a long way, but Avi on the track with a couple of feet to spare makes the catch. We'll take another look as this slider stays up in the zone, and Hunter Dozier just missed it.
Garcia, the gatherer, the fly ball for out number 1, and now O'Hearn looks at a strike. How about Reynaldo Lopez coming out of the chute with 7 straight?
I think that everything that he did poorly last time out, he has corrected this time out. He's going right at the hitters. He's using all of his pitches. He's working quickly. Let me repeat that. He's working quickly, which is a good way to get your rhythm and keep it, which is what he's doing.
So you're telling me that when pitchers work quickly, things seem to go better for them?
I think it's easier to get your rhythm, and then once you have it, it's easier to keep your rhythm if you work quickly.
Oh, 2. Breaks outside, 1-2. Lopez throws about 60% fastball. His last 3 starts against his 4-seam fastball, he's given up 14 hits, which is a sign of maybe not great placement with it. Moncada, talking about great placement, waiting for it for out number 2. Your 2018 Chicago White Sox are presented by Guaranteed Rate, your trusted teammate throughout the mortgage process. Experience the difference today at rate.com. When you see those fastball numbers and you've seen the starts, what does that make you think?
Well, I think many times trying to get ahead, he made too good a pitch in the strike zone. It's called being wild in the strike zone. Many times that's much more deadly to you than being just plain wild. So today, at least, he's throwing good strikes. He is pounding the strike zone, but not near over the plate as that one was.
Tim nearly ran it down. First base runner is Escobar.
Second baseman, number 27.
Doesn't hit this one hard, but barely gets it over Tim's head. Sounds like he might have cracked the bat and turns into a base hit.
After yesterday, you just expect Tim's going to get to everything.
He gets to a whole lot of them. He's got very good range.
First base runner of the game for either team brings up Mondesi. '97.
Continues to go right at the hitters.
You have to figure it's going to be rare that Lopez in his career will have a 4-game stretch where hitters are going .310 against him, considering the stuff.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see too much of that from here on out, now that he's, I think, figured it out.
You have this very nebulous concept of development. And as a baseball fan who watches every day, you want to see it. You just want to see it materialize, and start by start, it doesn't happen. Then Lopez comes out of the gate today, and you say, wow, different guy.
That's the guy that we saw on many occasions early in this year when he was going just about each and every game deep into the ball game.
0-2. In the air, left side. Anderson back, Delmonico in. Nicky makes the call and the catch to retire the side. First base runner, nobody across though. Get live team stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. Leori Garcia takes on the Royals today by AARP.
He's not that old.
But you're always on their radar. That's part of what they do. It's a line drive for out number 1. You know, when Nicky Delmonico went on the DL, we were in St. Louis just before he went on the DL. A couple weeks prior to that, we had started doing Nicky Delmonico's joke corner because he's always got a one-liner. So I thought we'd bring that back today. How do you feel about that?
Well, it depends on the joke. If you make a bad one, then I'll ban you.
Somehow I'm still sitting here after not only one game, but a couple years worth now.
Yes, but this is your opportunity to make a good.
Oh, that's not
one-liner.
possible. Everyone watching knows that.
Okay.
So Nicky's joke today, which he tweeted out, is what do you get when you wake up on a work day and realize you ran out of coffee? What's the answer?
Oh.
It's a question.
Oh, I see. I don't know.
The answer after this pitch.
Is foreshadowing?
It is. The answer to what do you get when you wake up on a workday and realize you ran out of coffee is a depresso.
Jeez.
That is.
Yeah, we ought to curtail this particular segment of the game.
It's Nicky Delmonico's joke corner.
Phew.
But you're okay with Steve Stone's pharmaceutical hour.
Well, that's informative.
Clamored for by the masses. It's ball 4. And Nicky's on with a 1-out walk. Sox fans, join us as the White Sox take on the Royals once again August 18th, 6:10 p.m. First 20,000 fans. Get Tim Anderson diving into your living room. It's a bobblehead presented by Guaranteed Rate, your trusted teammate throughout the mortgage process. Get started today, right now, at rate.com. To buy your tickets, visit whitesox.com. And how often do you see it? We promote his bobblehead, and now he's batting. There's a strike on Anderson with Nicky over at first. Tim, one of 4 guys this year in baseball with 14 home runs and 21 stolen bases. Starling Marte, Jose Ramirez, Mike Trout.
So Keller originally drafted by the Arizona Diamondbacks, 8th round. That was in 2013. Then Cincinnati selected him in the Rule 5 draft. And he came to the Royals in a trade from the Reds.
Nicky runs, throw to second, and it is waiting. Maybe a missed hit and run there.
I couldn't believe it'd be a straight steal, not against Salvi Perez, especially after gunning down 2 yesterday, and this one again from his knees, and this was a no chance for Nicky. He gets gunned down easily, drops to one knee, and the throw's right there, waiting for Nicky to arrive.
Bonifacio in right. And Keller has faced the minimum through 3.
Was attacked by a dragonfly.
It's true.
It was a voracious dragonfly. I was able to fend it off, however, to be back here for the on-camera.
Show us how we can throw pitches with our new pitch grip baseball.
We have a pitch grip baseball. Funny you should ask. Where you put your fingers where the arrows are, and you're able to throw whatever pitch that this says. So, right here is a fastball pointer. You hold them right there, you throw a fastball. Very simple. That's if you have a fastball. If you don't, then the arrows are useless to you.
So you're saying that if you don't have a fastball and you put your fingers on the arrows, you're not actually going to throw a major league fastball?
Probably not.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's a heartbreak, but that's the case.
Bonus strike from Lopez on Alex Gordon, who is 5th all-time in Royals history now with 167 home runs. He's 2 behind Hal McRae. Changeup is down 2-1.
Since he started holding the bat a little differently, things have gotten better for him. He's not pulling the ball near as much. You see him kind of holding his hands away from his body so he doesn't get trapped too far inside. That's really worked out for him because he's had a nice series.
His best series in a couple years here, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and he's hitting the ball the opposite way, which is a good thing. He's pulled a home run. He hit a double to left center field, so things are starting to go well for him.
On the corner, 3-2 from Lopez. As you might expect, the all-time home run leader for the Royals is George Brett with 317. But then a big-time drop-off to Mike Sweeney, 197. Sanchez out number 1. And your Sox Math question on Getaway Day, hashtag Sox Math. First correct answer wins the prize off the shelf. Number of games the Sox will play on the next road trip multiplied by the number of years ago the opponent played its first game. Here's what you can win: an Iron Man bobblehead, 2 pitch grip baseballs. Prizes sold separately.
Earphones.
Yep, the gnome, a mullet wig, all kinds of stuff you can't get anywhere else.
And gladly so. Especially the mullet wig. But we're running out of those.
We are. We're short on mullet
I know.
wigs. Last night we had a really nice conversation late in the game, if you weren't with us, about food at the ballpark that you've never really seen at the ballpark.
How about a root beer float?
That's what Chuck said.
Yeah.
In yesterday's game.
And,
he had not had one here.
And look what happens.
Oh my goodness, there are root beer floats in our hands.
How about this?
Sheena Quinn coming through. Lopez snares it for out number 2. Look, this is really good. It's really good.
This is terrific.
Have some of yours. Chuck Garfine, what you got?
I've got a root beer float.
I told you they had them.
Magically, it has arrived in my hand. I didn't know they had them here, and look at what I'm going to be doing the entire game. I'm going to be eating and drinking. Yeah, do you eat or drink a root beer float? Or
You
is it
do both. You do both. That's why you have the straw. This is exactly how you do it.
It's better for me because I can take my time with it. I don't know how you call a game, Jason, and eat and drink a root beer float at the same
Have you
time.
heard him call a game, Chuck? I mean, it's not that tough.
I've seen him eat before. Look out.
Oh yeah, you were on a podcast hammering my eating habits, I heard.
You just eat very quickly.
Is that true?
Yes.
So
It's impressive.
Here's what I want to see, though. You're talking about us calling a game while we eat it. You're holding a microphone. I'd like to see you do an update from down on the field while you eat a root beer float. Yeah, see, that ain't easy. Yeah.
It's not.
No.
But this is the perfect day for a root beer float.
It's so good.
Man. Wow.
So good.
This is really good. I might have 2.
You can have Steve's. He's got a lactose thing.
Yeah, I can't eat the ice cream. But, you know, a root beer float is really good if you use cream soda and maybe a hot dog.
What?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that even means.
Well, then it wouldn't be necessarily a root beer float, but it would be much tastier.
That's definitely available on the 600 level.
I would assume so.
I think root beer floats are going to be very popular the rest of the season here at Guaranteed Rate Field after this hit.
All you mean is you're going to buy one every day,
Of course.
right?
Yes.
The ice cream's really good.
My hand, by the way, is frozen.
Of course it is. I didn't think about that.
I've been holding on to this nonstop for about 5 minutes. I've lost the feeling in my left hand.
Not only is it tasty, it's so good it will make you go numb.
Really good. If you take a fastball off your left wrist, you can use that to numb the pain.
2-0 from Lopez on Bonifacio. On the ground again, Anderson off the short hop, slings it for out number 3. Steve Stone's favorite, the root beer float here at the ballpark. Chuck takes a little bit, goes straw. Little in the booth here with the spoon. You eat it and you drink it. It's both.
Making your Fridays even better. Stream the White Sox-Rays game tomorrow for a chance to win free tickets to an upcoming game. Learn more at NBCSportsChicago.com/free-ticket-Friday.
Thanks to the folks out at the Creamery for our treats here in the booth.
Very good.
Maybe tomorrow we should have a conversation about a giant bag of cash. See if it shows up in the 4th inning.
Now that would be okay.
I like where your mind is. You're like, rip your float, can't do that, but bag of cash, I'm totally in.
No lactose intolerance in the cash.
Ball and 2 strikes on Moncada. Called strike 3, low around the zone, and Moncada punched out looking for the 2nd time.
Yohan thought it was down. Ben May thought it was good enough.
You had mentioned Brad Keller being traded after his Rule 5 draft pick. So in December, he gets a phone call from his agent. And his agent says, hey, Reds took you in the Rule 5. And he says, okay, great. Called his parents, called his brother. He hangs up with his brother. His agent calls him again. Says, hey, quick thing. You're not staying in Cincinnati. You're going to Kansas City.
Right. So if you like barbecue over chili, you're going to be in great shape. And now he's a starting pitcher on the Royals, so it worked out very well for him.
Well, you think about it. So he's made these phone calls. Hey, I'm going to Cincinnati. Things have changed. Agent calls back. You're going to Kansas City. He had to call everyone back and say, quick note.
Right. I look better in blue than red. This is a win-win for everybody.
Everything is fine. Sanchez, right field, down the line, and foul.
Yolmer just out a little too quickly as he hit the daylights out of that, but hooked it foul. Oh, that's nice. Very excited young man gets a souvenir
to go along with the food.
That's even better.
The one-hand plate pants. And the dirt 2-2 on Sanchez. Solidly built right-hander Brad Keller.
He's a big man.
We've seen them throw Burge Smith and Trevor Oakes, but Keller's the one built like a tree.
6'5", knocking at the door at 230, maybe a little heavier.
Second base, Mondesi on the grass. Fishes out number 2.
We've seen Mondesi at shortstop and second base, and he looks very good at either position. He's got a great arm. He's got terrific range. The Royals really like him. They believe he's going to be a starter. They're not sure exactly what position quite yet, but they believe he's going to start for them. He slides into this catch, gets it there a step ahead of Yolmer. This is a good, solid play.
That's one of those plays that he made it look much easier than it actually is. 2 down, Abreu. Ball 1 to Jose, who grounded out to shortstop his first time. Sox are still hitless in this game. The only base runner, Nicky Delmonico, was very fleeting. He was thrown out at second base on a steal attempt. That ball's crushed down the left field line on one hop to the wall, and we'll see if Jose does get 2 out of it. He's on his way there, and he is just barely in. A third straight game with a double for Abreu.
Nice play by Alex Gordon in left field. He made it a whole lot closer than it should have been. This ball one hop under the fence, dropped right back down. And with a bare hand, Gordon able to catch it, throw it pretty much in the same motion. So this is a nice effort. They just barely being able to beat it. Ted Barrett on the call. And a runner in scoring position.
We showed you a couple weeks ago exactly how good of a second half Albert Bell had when he set the Sox doubles record 20 years ago. And Jose now starting to turn it up in the doubles column. We'll see if he can track that record down with a couple of months to go.
The way he's swinging it now, he's still got a shot. He was dormant for a better part of 6 weeks doubles wise, but now he's swinging it, hitting it down the line, taking it into the alley, and hitting it out of the ballpark. So things have really changed for him. He's got a grooved stroke back again.
First run scoring chance for the Sox today. As the shadows creep across, Avi takes a ball. One home run in his first 22 games this year, but we have seen a difference in the power recently with 10 homers in his last 24. And he fouls it off himself. Been a pretty star-crossed year injury-wise for Avisail Garcia.
When he came off the disabled list for the first time, he came off swinging a red-hot bat, and unfortunately he went on the disabled list a second time. Another hamstring issue. Wasn't near as long coming off the DL, but he hasn't been near as hot since coming off the DL for the second time.
The way he was swinging it in Cincinnati and Houston. Keller on 2-2 for Avi, who calls for time. The 2-2 on the ground. Escobar at shortstop. No.
Avi just hustling too much to get thrown out here, and this ball in the hole. City's Escobar. The arm not quite as strong as it once was, although he gets it across. He can't get it there near in time. This one hits off the grass on one hop. Avi breaks his bat, but snips out a base hit and beats the play at first to keep it alive with runners at the corners and 2 out.
With the Tim Anderson play a couple of nights ago, there were some folks who said, well, that's not your typical situation where you'll see someone get pulled because the ball indeed was caught. But some Sox players were talking about why running hard is important. And one thing Jose Abreu said is when he was in Cuba, as that ball is ripped to right field and the Sox have the lead, Narvaez on the first pitch he sees drives in Abreu.
Omar drives in his 20th run. He's hit the ball hard twice, line out the first time, and it's a 1-0 game. Picks on a first ball sinker, takes it through the right side. Three straight hits have done the job.
On Abreu, he said, look, when I was in Cuba, if I didn't run out a ball, any kind of ball, I got pulled. That's what I'm used to, and I stand behind that. And now Matt Davidson, who's up, I think this perspective is even maybe more important. Davidson said, look, when other teams come in here and they don't run hard, we all stop because we know what it looks like, and we say, wow, that looks bad. So that's the idea Ricky Renteria is trying to instill in this team. even in a situation where maybe you could have given Tim Anderson some slack, he put his foot down and said, these 3 innings, you're not going to play.
Well, he was looking at a general rule where you don't do the umpiring. You let the umpires do the umpiring. In this case, the umpire made a mistake. However, if you don't do the umpiring, you're going to beat that play at first base.
They call it strict liability in law circles, like the speed limit. If you go over 55, but you didn't know that the speed limit was 55, that's still your fault because it's posted there. No matter what your excuse is, you have to go the speed limit. No matter what your excuse is, you run, is the idea.
Yeah, and that's what Ricky was trying to impart on the guys, and so cost him 3 innings, but he'll learn the next time.
Sun went away. Matt just wanted to clarify that it was gone, and now the shades are too. Three balls and a strike. Foul ball, 3-2. It was a bright sunny day when we started. Clouds have rolled in and made it either partly cloudy or partly sunny. That's your choice.
It's like partly sunny.
I could agree with that. 3-2. That's strike 3. Elevated fastball. Strikeout number 5 for Keller, but the Sox strike first. Omar with a 1-0 lead. Players of the month in July. Blake Rutherford, not to be forgotten, though, a .347 average, 6 extra base hits, 4 stolen bases, and .416 on base. 12-game hit streak during the month. And Blake Rutherford, who was the outfielder, quote-unquote, left behind with all the promotions. You just got to have a place for everyone to play, and Rutherford's the guy in Winston-Salem, but he's trying to force the issue as well.
They want him to play every day, and there is a log jam in the outfield for AA, so he gets a chance to play every day.
Brett Phillips getting the same deal here in Kansas City. Playing every day now after the trade from Milwaukee. He popped out in the 2nd inning. He's been a good player in this series with 2 hits yesterday. Had the 2-run homer in the 7th inning in the opener. The sun just can't decide right now. Showering the outfield with its light, and the infield not as much.
I've seen Phillips play a few different places, so it looks like he can play just about anywhere in the outfield. And he swung the bat very well.
That's in there, strike 3. one down as we check in with Chuck Garfien with his own farm report.
Yeah, you know, baseball sometimes is in the blood, and we're seeing it with the White Sox and the Royals. Check out Mike Jershely. He is the third base coach for the Royals, and Jershely is a lifer in baseball. Minor league manager, went over 1,000 games in the minor leagues as a manager. His son is Justin Jershely, who is the manager of the Kannapolis Intimidators, the White Sox Class A team. And last year, Justin Jershely, at 27 years old, became the youngest manager in all of professional baseball, and he led the Intimidators to the championship game of their league. And this year, he led them to a first-half title in Kannapolis, and he's managed the likes of Luis Robert, Nick Madrigal, Dane Dunning, Dylan Cease. In fact, Madrigal got called up to Winston-Salem today. But you talk to Justin Jershely at 28 years old now, and he's wise beyond his years, and a lot of that has to do with the man coaching third base here today, Mike Jershely.
Baseball is that type of game, Chuck, and we see it so often. A son, grandson even involved in the game because of dad or grandpa's involvement in the game. And it's a neat family sport in that regard.
Yeah, and Mike, during the Royals All-Star break, what did he do? He went to Kannapolis and hung out with his son and was just soaking it in, watching his son manage in the minors.
How neat is that?
You get that opportunity, it's a wonderful opportunity. We're seeing a lot of former major league players now having their sons being drafted very high by various teams, and a lot of them are the #1 prospect of their various organizations.
Of course, Alec Thomas, the Sox strength and conditioning guru, following his son Alec in the Arizona Diamondbacks system. The Blue Jays seem to have everybody's son that you heard of in the 90s.
They have Vlad Guerrero Jr., who is going to be in the big leagues in the not too distant future. He is just tearing it up.
Bo Bichette, Cavan Biggio, all in the Blue Jays system. Alec Thomas, by the way, is just wearing out the Arizona League. He's got 5 triples in 28 games and 123 at-bats. 3 doubles, on-base percentage nearly 400.
Speed's not going to be his problem. He can really run.
He was just at spring training this year, hanging out with the Sox during a break. O'Hearn has the count at 2 balls and a strike. Alec, by the way, has had a couple big games against the Sox outfit in the Arizona League. He went 2 for 5 in his first game and drove in 3 and called Dad very proudly after the game and said, "I got you guys." Seemed like such a nice kid. There was such a big Sox guy at spring training, but that uniform changes people.
Well, he's a quality kid.
He is.
He's going to do real well. We wish him all the luck in the world.
Dozier at first. 3 singles against Lopez so far. That's a strike. 3-2. So Lopez now in his 3rd start against Kansas City still has yet to walk a Royal this year.
Hopefully that trend continues. It's more than just a trend at this point.
It's the norm. Dozier draws a glance. There he goes. That's low, ball 4. There is the first walk for Lopez against Kansas City. And here's your Sox math winner for today. The answer, 60. ZBW Sox is the winner. 3 games on the next road trip. 20 years ago, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays played their first game. Tropicana Field, their home throughout. And very nice of them during the weekend. I'm told they're celebrating the 2008 team. So thanks for that, guys.
That's a pretty decent team.
Yeah.
2008.
Escobar in a big spot for Kansas City. I've seen renderings of a new ballpark for Tampa Bay, but not officially official. They want to put it in the Ybor City area.
Supposedly they have a site now. That's a nice thing. Whether they get it built or not, that's a matter of debate.
Looks beautiful on paper. You ever play a game on paper?
Not yet. I'm aspiring to that.
You are?
Yeah.
Aim high, Steve. Aim high. 0-1. That's in. You mentioned it earlier. With runners on now, the pace has slowed down for Lopez.
He's had a tendency to do that. The question is, will he get the good rhythm back that he had? And hopefully the answer is yes.
There's a wave and a miss. 7th swinging strike of the game for Lopez.
That was a good straight change. He hasn't thrown too many of those, especially in this latest run. He's not thrown that very much. But the last one was a good one.
This is a rarity today. He's thrown more changeups than sliders.
And for him, that is a rarity.
'97 and down, 2-2 for Escobar. Mondesi next. Top fastball today for Lopez, 98.4.
That's a departure the way it's been. Much better fastball today.
Two and two. Couldn't hold up. Strike 3.
Floats this changeup inside, and Escobar trying not to swing. But when you have the kind of record he has, 21 walks and 361 at bats, you're going to be swinging a lot.
And the pitcher's going to know it.
Yeah. Just get it in the neighborhood. He'll usually swing at it.
2 down, 2 on for Mondesi. Tried to lay down a bunt, and he jabbed it foul. If you hear the name Mondesi and you think that that sounds familiar, his father, Raul, was the Rookie of the Year with the Dodgers back in 1994, part of that run of Rookies of the Year that the Dodgers had, including Mike Piazza. But Dad has fallen on hard times. He became a politician in the Dominican Republic and was arrested last September on corruption charges. Adalberto used to be Raul Mondesi. He's changed his name fully to Adalberto. Oh, and 2. Whipped low at 98. Strike 3 has been the toughest one for Lopez this season. His strikeout rate's lower than you would expect for the stuff he has. But you feel like that'll come.
It'll get a lot better when he refines that slider. That'll be his strikeout pitch when and if he gets to that point.
In the air, Garcia manning center field to grab out number 3. Sox maintain the lead. Couple of strikeouts and a fly out. 1-0. exciting. Look forward to it. I know Chuck is. Right, Chuck?
Oh, yeah. Can't wait. Come one, come all to Reggie's tonight at 7 o'clock. Rick Hahn and all of us with the White Sox Talk podcast will be taking the stage for a special podcast.
Talk about anything and everything, right?
I have a feeling most of the questions will be White Sox related.
Well, anything associated with the White Sox.
Exactly. But we'll have some fun, and there is live band karaoke after us.
Oh, man.
So who knows where the night will take us.
I'm going to FaceTime in.
From the plane as you guys head out to Tampa?
Yeah, from the plane.
I think that can possibly happen. I'm not sure if we're Facebooking it, though. We might be.
That's down the line and left, and a fair ball toward the corner it goes. And did that hit the ball boy or the wall? It hit the wall. Ball still live. Gordon to third on the throw. Out.
I think they want to take a look at it because I think they want to see if it hit the seat of the ball guy. And if it did, I assume the ball is then dead. That would put Leary at second base. Now the ball actually left the field of play and bounced back in. That's a dead ball. And Leary's going to go to second base.
He throttled down, but again, playing through, he decides to try third, and Dozier with the tag, but this will go to New York and is reviewable. So when they see that look we had, you would imagine this will be a double.
Yeah, that ball left the field of play. It went into the stands, hit a seat, bounced back out, which makes it effectively a dead ball. Leary winds up at second base, and that ill-fated trip to third then does not exist, which is probably a good thing.
It's definitely a good thing.
Yeah.
All right, this is a quick review, and it's two bases. Well done by the crew in New York. Quickly done.
Right there, you can see it leave the field of play, hit a seat, and come bounding back. This is a better look.
Wow, that went through the underside. You couldn't go out there and throw it like that and have it happen 10 out of 10 times, that's for sure. So it's a double. Delmonico to the plate. Left-hand side. And a nice play. Yeah, my goodness. There's a root beer float.
It's a good thing to have.
This is the only day I wish we had a telestrator. We could circle all the root beer floats. Really good. Two up. The drink of choice this afternoon. Nicky with a bunt. Chuck, you still working on yours? Oh, there it is.
What was that?
Oh, sorry. Brain freeze.
Oh, ice cream melted a long time ago. This is just root beer at this point.
Yeah, it's like a mix of root beer and like ice cream leftover.
Exactly, which is actually very tasty.
Yeah. You should do a root beer float commercial with that look that you just had toward the camera. That was great.
It was genuine.
Yeah, I know very much. You were talking before the game, before you even knew that you were going to get a root beer float, how excited you were.
Yeah, my plan was to go out to center field, or I think that's where they sell them, and get one, but then the White Sox on their own just hand-delivered one to me and you. By the way, where's yours? Are you done with yours?
Oh, no, still working. It's on its way out, though.
It takes all game to finish this. This is a big root beer float.
Yeah. That's downstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I offered some to Steve, but...
Thank you. I'll pass.
By the way, on that play that went into the stands, how about the security guard?
Yeah.
The dexterity, the athleticism to avoid the baseball.
Got the one-legged jump there.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. Just get out of the way. Down the line again, and this one will reach the seats. You become basically the opposite of a hockey goalie. Your job in the goal is to just get any piece of it. Your job over there down the line, don't touch the thing.
Is to make sure that it gets no piece of you.
Do they have training, like a spring training for the security guards?
Oh, absolutely. That's at Camelback Ranch in Glendale. We bring them all down there, our Chuck.
Line to right field, base hit. Garcia stops at third. Bonifacio was up with it quickly, and runners are at the corners.
So Nicky, who drew a walk first time up, gets a fastball right down the middle and pulls her. Couldn't pull the ball early in the count, but he pulls it this time, and runners at the corners with nobody out.
It's up to Tim Anderson. We should do an inside look at that spring training for the security guards and the ball people down the line, because I think some of the drills would be very instructive. You've seen it.
They go through a whole lot. I mean, it's really grueling. You think it's easy to wear shorts that long?
There's also a class on how to share stools if there's only one.
How to make sure you take the stool with you.
Yeah.
When a ball is coming your way. That's easier said than done.
It's very similar to how they teach people in a pit crew how to get over the wall in short order. Tim in the air, short right center. Phillips is underneath, on the move. Garcia tags from the play is in time. That's a massive throw by Phillips.
Just a terrific play, and it's a ball that Salvi Perez could handle, and that's the key. The center fielder has something to contend with that nobody else has, and that's the mound. So you have a choice. In this case, he threw it over the mound on the grass, and it wasn't a short hop, and then he did the rest by tagging out Leary. So a good ball to handle. You see how far it bounces away from Perez. He can catch it, he can put it away, and he can make the tag before Leary gets there. Although they're probably taking a look at it to see if in fact the hand was in before the tag. It didn't appear that it was, however. That's one of the better throws you'll see. And again, with that mound in between the throw and the catcher, the center fielder has a choice. He can throw it all the way on a fly or bounce it on the grass. If you bounce it on the dirt, you got a problem. And there you see the hand never got the plate. It got the forearm of Salvi.
I think with Brett Phillips, you're seeing the value, and now they're going to appeal over it first, see if it's a triple play. As Nicky went to second base, you're seeing what happens when a guy who's not gotten the full opportunity in the major leagues gets a chance to play every day. There's pent-up energy there.
Well, that was just a terrific throw because it got there exactly how you wanted it, giving the catcher a chance to put it away and make the tag. But more importantly, don't hit any part of the mound on the throw.
One strike on Moncada, who's struck out looking twice. A couple of close pitches. Gunned in for a strike, 0-2.
One thing Yuan doesn't want to do is take another low pitch because he's been called out a couple of different times, and Ben May is calling the low strike today.
That's low and out of the zone, 1-2. And if you're Keller, you go right back there and see if you can do it again.
You might as well see just how far down that strike zone extends as pitch number 75 on the way for Brad Keller.
One ball and 2 strikes. There it is, strike 3.
Look, he called it on the first couple. He's certainly going to call it there. And we'll watch that play one more time, and it was a dandy.
Phillips to Perez on target. Wednesday, August 8th. That's 6 days from now. Sox and Yankees, 7:10 p.m. Brought to you by Securian Financial, who can help you make every moment count. Find out more at Securian.com. For tickets, visit WhiteSox.com/$dogs. Today, the green team is here. Always much easier for a camp counselor to tell exactly whether or not somebody's in their group that doesn't belong there because of the shirts. That's why the shirts are there, and it makes it a lot easier, because herding 30 kids to a baseball game as a camp counselor is not easy.
No, and if you need a traffic guard afterward, that shirt works very well. You can see it, you got no problems.
Something always goes wrong. Not something major as a camp counselor, but when you bring a group to the ballpark, you say, okay, you get to bring $20 each for whatever you want to buy, and then somebody loses their money, somebody gets something they can't eat, they're sharing money, something always goes wrong. Like a minor problem, but it's always in good fun. In the air, left-hand side, Sanchez can't get there. 3-2.
There's another example of the shift with Yolmer playing almost a straightaway shortstop. Normally that's an easy out, but not this time. Almost 20,000 in the ballpark today. Nice crowd for a day game and getaway day,
including crossing guards and prospective crossing guards.
A few of them, certainly. Just a gorgeous day to be at the ballpark.
Yeah, it is.
Very nice. Very nice temperatures. Well played game to this point. There have been some really interesting plays in this one so far.
Lopez chucks 3-2, and it's outside. Gordon, a leadoff walk. White Sox fans, don't let your setbacks limit you. Start your comeback today by visiting Athletico.com to request your complimentary injury screening and have your pain or injury assessed by our experts for free. Athletico, the official physical therapy provider of the Chicago White Sox. Athletico, better for everybody.
Alex Gordon's only swiped 4 bases this year. He's only tried 6 steals. He's 4 out of 6. And Perez leads their team in grounding into double plays with 15 of them.
So you're saying it's a good combination?
I'm saying it's a good combination for a pop-up.
Nailed it. Moncada. Time to take a look inside. Oh boy, inside the noises. Yikes! Inside the Sox vault, where there's music as well. 3 years as the Sox manager, Eddie Stanky, from '66 to '68, replaced eventually by Al Lopez for the second time. The underfed manager. Broodingly, he stared at a fillet on the plate in front of him. He had gout, and so he stuck to a very rigorous diet. When the doctor put you on the diet, he limited you to 2 ounces of meat a day.
Wow.
That's a sad man.
You're not kidding. I could tell why he was a little unhappy in that picture.
If somebody limited your steak consumption.
Well, they could limit my steak consumption, not a problem, just not my hamburger consumption or hot dog. 2 ounces, too small a burger, too small a hot dog.
You're the rare person who would say, keep the gout coming. I want that burger.
Dude has been up twice and hit the ball hard twice.
Eddie Stanky, by the way, went on to be a very successful college baseball coach down in Alabama.
Yeah, I remember that. Good baseball man. Very fiery little guy.
That's high on Lucas Duda. As we mentioned, the Sox will play in Tampa Bay Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Tropicana Field, and all of its quirks and rigorous local rules. Delmonico is underneath for out number 2. That's one stadium where you really have to brush up on all the nooks and crannies and what happens when the ball hits the ceiling and the rings and whatnot.
Occasionally, the Lord of the Rings will come down and make a determination. But we've seen a few of those different rings hit, which sends everybody scurrying around in a frenzy.
Who is the Tampa Bay franchise Lord of the Rings? Rolando Araujo?
I don't know.
Quentin McCracken? Had to be from the early days, right?
You would think so.
Kevin Stocker?
Oh, I remember Kevin Stocker.
Former Philly great.
Yeah.
Always love a good expansion draft.
It's not easy to pull a ball club out of the expansion draft, but we'll probably see another one within the next 5 years or so.
When you look back at the baseball expansion drafts in recent memory, it crystallizes even more how amazing it is what Las Vegas did in the NHL this year.
I talked with John McDonough about that, and there was a different set of rules for that Las Vegas team as they came in. They wanted to make it a little bit better than the normal expansion franchise. They were able to do that. They didn't know that Fleury would be available, however. That was a huge addition to that Las Vegas team.
Fastball down, 1-1 on Bonifacio.
Pitch number 76 on the way, and Ronaldo has had a very good day today. 3 singles, a couple of walks. That's the sum total of the offense so far for Kansas City Royals.
One. Left side, it's Sanchez. Leadoff walk does no harm. 1-0 Sox. Fan box. The fan box is the only suite located on the lower level concourse behind section 134, providing the benefits of lower level sight lines with the luxury of a premium suite. For more information, call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com. It's a great view down there. Walked past it a couple times and just tremendous sight lines of the game. Typically in a suite you're a little bit elevated. There you're right down on that first level. Very nice. Punch towards center, and Phillips comes diving in. He has played an unearthly center field today.
At first, he didn't think he'd be able to get it. Then he realized this one was staying up longer than even he thought, so he came on and made a terrific catch. Nice dive, keeps the ball off the turf to make sure that it's secured. Ted Barrett on the call, and another fine play in center field.
Looks like the Royals got a pretty good one out there in center with Phillips with early returns showing positively. And evidently, according to the Kansas City Star in a story they had this morning, a 15-year-old from Missouri actually called that Phillips, this is as of March, that Phillips was going to be a Kansas City Royal. So there was a post online, a picture of Brett Phillips, and this kid tweeted, or he was using Instagram, he put up a comment on Instagram that said, "See you in July, future Royal." He evidently follows trade news. That's a foul ball, by the way. Foul. This kid follows trade news, and he just thought with the talks possibly between Milwaukee and Kansas City before the season that he had read about, he said, "I thought Phillips was going to be a Kansas City Royal." So now they've been tweeting at each other, Phillips and the kid, who evidently before everybody else knew that Brett Phillips is going to show up in Kansas City.
It looks like a pretty good prediction now.
Yeah, he nailed it. Got him. So Phillips tweets at the kid, "Pretty impressive call right there. Any chance I can get the lotto numbers for August?" And the kid, pressing his luck, writes, "Hit me with a follow and I can hook you up." As of press time, Phillips had yet to follow the kid, but maybe that's changed. How about that, though?
Might be very lucrative for him.
The trade rumor mill now being controlled by adolescents in the Midwest.
Let's take a look at StatCast AI powered by AWS, and it is that rocket of a double by Jose. 112.9 miles per hour exit velocity, and in at second base with a blast.
Oh, 2. That swung on and missed. Jose thrown out. 7 strikeouts for Sox batters in the game. And one more run than Kansas City as Avi comes up.
Been a whale of a pitcher's duel so far. Keller's had good stuff. Ronaldo's had better stuff.
Ronaldo Lopez looks transformed today.
When he's doing what he's doing today, you realize why the Sox believe he's a top of the rotation starter. I mean, this stuff is terrific. He's very aggressive today, and that's been the biggest difference. He's not nipping at the corners. He's going right at Kansas City hitters, and he's wiped out a few of them on the first and second pitch.
Keller's doing the same thing. He's given up 5 hits, but he's basically saying, "Here, hit it."
Yep, very similar. Ronaldo does not strike out a whole lot of guys, but he's given up 1 less run. In the grand scheme of things, that's the most important column.
Checked it up, and he stopped the plate.
Just in case there's a little extra dust on it.
Be a very interesting rule that if you were so close to not checking your swing, but you did hold up and you touched home, you scored. Count the run. Seems like it would be voted down in committee.
Yeah, probably.
People would talk about the run scoring environment of this era pejoratively if that was the rule. There's strike 3, 96. 7th inning. Here we come. 1-0.
special guest Rick Hahn. Come out to Reggie's in the South Loop for this authentic fan event. For more information, visit NBCSportsChicago.com/event.
Live band karaoke, Chuck Garfien, the combination of the two.
You can't beat that.
You
a
can't.
cast of thousands, or at least 3.
What more can you ask for the price of nothing?
It's true.
It's free.
You shouldn't be free, actually, Chuck.
But get there early. We might have a big crowd.
It was great last time. I went to the taping in, what was that, November?
That was December.
December.
You were our very first live remote guest, Jason Benetti.
And somehow it's maintained for a second edition.
You were great.
Oh, shucks.
Yes. And Sox fans, it's going to be us talking to Rick Hahn, and then you'll have a chance to ask him some questions yourself. So that's tonight.
Is Kamka going to play Paul Schaefer again?
I have to think about that. We do not have the way we looked at. You kind of stumped me on that one.
Okay.
Chris is our statistician, our research expert.
Yep.
A man who knows more about baseball than anybody I know.
There's strike 3 on Phillips. He's down, 1 away, but he'll be there, but he'll just be in a different capacity.
Well, no, we had a little desk for him like he was going to be Paul Schaefer, like an old Letterman show. But
Yeah.
I'm not sure we're going to do that. I think he's just going to be up there with us, a part of it.
Great.
Unless he wants to be Paul Schaefer.
Chris has so many aspirations. I think he'd rather be Hold the Hoss Radborn before he'll be Paul Schaefer.
I just want Chris to be Chris and get out of the way. So if Chris wants to be like Paul Schaefer, he can be Paul Schaefer.
It'll be fun regardless. Reggie's tonight, 7 o'clock, yeah?
7 o'clock. We're going to go until the podcast is over. And as you said, live band karaoke afterwards. I will try to not sing, but part of the deal that Rick Hahn made with me is that I have to. So I guess I have to.
Rick Hahn makes some very good deals, Chuck.
He does.
That's another one.
He will not be singing. So the deal was he comes on the podcast. There is live band karaoke. I go on stage, make a fool out of myself, and he can laugh at me.
And you get a little bit of international bonus pool money as part of the deal.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I got some.
Yeah. 2-1 on Dozier. Steve, that's been the most frequent trade bait for the Sox recently is international bonus pool money.
It seems like a nice idea if you have some extra to then trade it.
Yeah.
Yep. Or make it up.
You can get season passes to the international bonus pool.
How about some
with
Bitcoin?
that money? Do you have any Bitcoin?
Not for international signing use.
I want to trade a root beer float for some international signing bonus money.
Maybe you could do that. Those floats look pretty good. I don't know if you can get a lot of international bonus pool money for it, but we'll see. 2-2 from Lopez on Dozier. In the air right field. Avi is back. That ball carries, but not far enough for Kansas City. Sox fans, be sure to come watch the White Sox take on the Indians Friday, August 10th. Stay for the postgame fireworks presented by Athletico Physical Therapy. Athletico Physical Therapy, better for everybody. Get your tickets today by visiting whitesox.com or calling 866-SOX-GAME.
Dozier's been up 3 times, hit the ball hard 3 times. Fortunately, twice the ball died right in front of the wall.
Moncada roaming on the grass for out number 3, and Lopez rapid fire through the 7th. Still 1 run on the board. T-Mobile, and it's Omar Narvaez driving in the lone run.
Omar's been red hot, and there's an example of it, and that is the difference in the game. That base hit to right field.
Chuck, you got a chance to talk to Omar before the game. What did he say about this hot streak the last couple of months?
Yeah, I mean, he's batting .407 coming in since June the 7th, tops in the majors with a minimum of 85 plate appearances. So I asked him, what's been the difference? His answer really surprised me. He said that as he was struggling, he was remembering back to when he was 6 years old and he watched an instructional video made by Tony Gwynn. And Gwynn said in it, just watch the pitcher's hand. Watch the pitcher's hand. That's the only thing he looks at, nothing else. And that's stayed with him when he was 6 years old for a long time, and he kind of forgot about it. So he went back to that idea, and ever since that time, that's what he's doing. As a catcher, he is someone who clearly sees that hand a lot, and he can tell the difference. He can recognize, say, the difference between a curveball and a slider much quicker. He has more experience doing that because he's a catcher, and this is working out for him.
It's amazing what baseball kind of bounces you out of, the knowledge that you have that you forget over the course of a season. But the way Omar has hit the ball recently, you look at the heat map, there's very few places you can pitch him and get him out right now. That's down and away with the 167 average, but you put it out of the zone and he hurts you anyway. As that ball's golfed down the left field line of the corner, that is foul.
That was hugging the line for a long time. Will Little on the call.
So 3-2 on Narvaez. Keller pitched him that time down and away, and Omar nearly beat him.
Just missing the line.
.381 since June the 1st. 4 homers, driven in 18.
Pen is up and going. Tim Hill throwing into pen. We saw him in this series. The sidearm left-hander.
Hill threw in the 7th in the opener to get 1 out. That's ball 4, too low for Narvaez, and a leadoff walk. Second walk for the Sox. Let's quiz Steve on his own career. It's called Sticks and Stone, and the question today, we pose to my partner, is who did Steve strike out the most in his major league career?
You have to be Gorman Thomas.
Has to be?
I would think so.
How'd you get him out?
Like every other right-hand hitter, plenty of curveballs.
No magical recipe.
No, can't remember any.
We'll see if it's Gorman Thomas. If you got it right, we'll bring you a root beer float.
Ooh, terrific.
With no ice cream.
An extra large one?
Yeah.
That would qualify as a root beer.
Root beer float. Hold the float.
Be nice to pick up an insurance run or two here.
For Ronaldo Lopez, he's thrown well. Obviously, you'd like to be able to win the game for your team too, after 4 straight team losses in games he's thrown. But he will be out for the 8th, it seems.
Looks to me like he has every intention of doing that.
May the 20th against Texas, Reynaldo Lopez went 8 innings against Texas. That was his career high. Gave up 2 hits, walked 2, struck out 8. That was 107 pitches, the 3rd most he's thrown all year. Up high for strike 3. 3rd strikeout for Davidson, and let's check and see if Gorman Thomas was your most frequent strikeout victim. Who was Steve's favorite chalk outline? Gorman Thomas.
Just barely over Bobby Bonds, my former teammate. Sal Bando, I played against him when we were amateur players.
Really?
Yeah, he was a good player.
Where'd you play against him?
Cleveland.
In Ohio?
Yeah.
A hotbed of baseball.
It was. Had some pretty good players come out of there.
Garcia takes a little bit high. Sox and Rays start a series tomorrow in Tampa Bay at Tropicana Field. Game times are a little wonky, so set your DVRs, set your calendars in your phone, whatever you might do. 6:10, 5:10, 12:10 Central Time on those starts. Lucas Giolito, Carlos Rodon, James Shields, your starting pitchers for the Sox against 3 Tampa Bay arms, TBA all 3 days, with their use of the opener, as they call him, using a reliever to start the game. Time for our Verizon projected starters for the upcoming series, and there they are: Giolito, Rodon, and Shields. And Carlos has really looked like an ace recently.
Very much so. The stuff has been just brilliant. He keeps getting better and better.
"102 pitches for Keller." You wonder if the length of the day is starting to set in.
Well, with Hill ready to go in the pen, don't know how patient Ned Yost is going to be.
Fed in for a strike, 3-2. You've got a left-hander in Delmonico next. Edgar Frederick Yost III, the manager of the Royals, watching as ball 4 comes across, and that may be all for his starter Keller. Two on, 1 out, 7th inning. And there is the call. Hill will come in, Keller will come out. The Sox trying to build on this lead when we come back.
About time that Tim Hill comes in the ball game. He inherits a couple of men on. He's He's on for the 47th time. His ERA above 5.5. He's 1-3. It's a 1-0 game with Adam Engel now coming on to pinch hit for Nicky Delmonico.
In this situation, if this were a game where you're chasing the pennant, you might see Kansas City bring in then a right-hander to face Engel, and you'd run the risk of Palka coming in as well, but you've seen the Sox then burn their bench in that circumstance. Oh, and 1 on Engel. Oh, and 2.
There's a lot of deception from Hill, whether it's a left-hander or a right-hand hitter. You just don't see the ball all that well.
And that's strike 3. So 2 down. Kansas City bullpen continuing to loosen. I've been watching too many Pat Venditti videos.
Yeah.
Switch pitchers. Of course, the pitcher has to face the one batter, so Engel would have had to stay. But in a different situation, you might not have seen the same type of development there in terms of who you choose or how you play it, especially with loaded bullpens like they are. 2 down for Anderson. Tim takes ball number 1. I do enjoy a good Pat Venditti video, though. The switch pitcher.
I like him.
That first game that he came in A-ball in the New York Penn League when the hitter kept switching sides was quite entertaining.
Well, Tim now should get a good pitch to hit, and he's been hitting the ball well to right and right center field. So the best way to deal with a side armor, or in the case of Hill, almost a submariner, is to take the ball the opposite way. Unless he floats one inside, which not likely to do to Tim. But if he does, that's the one you pull. Other than that, you try to hit it and beat him to the arm side.
Fouled away first base side, 2-1. That 25 is good news.
Especially in this situation, yep.
Two-1. Line to left. That's down for a hit and tumbling all the way to the warning track. Omar's home. Garcia around third, and now he retreats. And he does so safely. Tim doubles one in, and it's 2-0.
That one stayed over the inner portion of the plate, and Tim took it to left field. He drives in his 44th run, and that is a huge insurance run. Let's take a look at the high-speed action powered by Xfinity. Now Selby wants this one away, but he gets it inside, and that's the one Tim hits to left field. Huge run. Kansas City's got 6 outs to go.
And the rally not over. Moncada. First pitch hunting, and he sprays it foul. Base hit would be mighty nice here.
It would be really nice. Put a little more daylight between these Royals and our Sox.
Fouled away. 0-2. Kansas City in the 8th. Bring up Escobar, Mondesi, and Gordon. We do have to run through the middle of this order one more time. Hill's ready on 0-2. That's called strike 3 right on the fringe. 4 strikeouts looking for Moncada in the game, and it's 2-0 Kansas City trailing the Sox. Ballpark. He was traded from the Rangers to the Diamondbacks on Tuesday, and the Rangers happened to be playing in Arizona. So Diekman got in the bullpen cart, not to be driven out of the bullpen, but to be driven to his new clubhouse. It's a novel use of the new bullpen cart.
And there's Bob.
Bob the cat?
Cat, yeah.
Yeah. How about that? What a ride.
Nice ride. Just down the road as Adam Engel takes over in center field, shifting Leary Garcia to left. And Ronaldo Lopez still with things well in hand. Now he's got a 2-run lead.
7 innings for Lopez. He is 1 inning short of his career best, which he threw back on May the 20th. And after last time, a start that prompted a meeting with his pitching coach and manager, this has been a major upgrade and major development for Lopez.
He came out with a different look today, and he still got that same look.
What do you think it was?
I think he felt really good. That was number one. Number two, maybe that meeting cleared the air with something that was going on in his mind, but they pretty much told him, or got him to come to the realization that focus or concentration, whatever word you want to use, is really the key to each and every outing. He said he was going to work on it. Well, it didn't take him too long, because he came out today and making every pitch a special pitch, because that's all you have. It's one pitch at a time, this endeavor.
Right field, foul territory. Abreu might have had a play. Didn't see it cleanly, it looked like.
He might have been, he was getting awfully close to the stands, and rather than take a tumble into the seats, he decided to ease up a touch. Can't blame it.
Play another play. It's a long season.
Especially the way he's been swinging the bat lately. You don't want to miss any at bats.
3-2 on the free swinging Alcides Escobar. Really did a number on his shoe there. Could hear it all the way up here.
You could now.
Left field. Garcia has no play. It's off the wall. Escobar is safe into second base with a leadoff double.
He's the one man that solved Ronaldo today. He's 2 for 3 against him, and that one almost left the ballpark. This one didn't miss by much. It's a fastball. It's down the middle. And Escobar only had 3 home runs this year. Just misses a 4th.
Bunt shown, and if you're bunting for a base hit here, that makes some sense. Down 2 runs, you got 6 outs to play with. If that's just a move them over situation, there have been better strategies.
Not really the best idea,
especially in the strikeout era. Outs are currency. It's a bunt, and he's safe. Lopez did not have as much time as he thought he had.
No, he had no idea how fast Mondesi was, and he just took his time, went to get the baseball, and it cost him. And that's a tying run at first base. This is just a brain cramp. It is not knowing how fast that base runner is, and Mondesi can fly. Ricky Renteria coming out to the mound. That's likely to be it. Sometimes now Ricky has not pointed to the pen yet. Well, apparently here comes Jace Fry.
Jace will come in. Lopez will come out. 7 innings plus, 5 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. The lead is in the hands of the Oregonian left-hander Jace Fry when we come back.
He comes on with the game on the bases. Runners at the corners. And he's on for the 37th time.
Gordon the batter. Check swing foul. Alex Gordon walked in the 6th and grounded out twice before that.
Gordon's only grounded into 5 double plays. A 6th would look awfully good.
Lopez 7 plus, 5 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Ricky Renteria appreciative of what he did in this game. Much better looking outing, no matter these couple of runs for Lopez.
Now he threw it real well today.
2 balls, 1 strike. That is 2-2. That breaking ball to left-handers is lethal from Jace Fry.
That was a dandy.
There goes Mondesi, and the pitch is fouled away. That looked like it was going to be a stolen base.
He was going on first move, and Jace did not use a slide step. Mondesi was off to the races, and he would have stolen it easily.
First and third, nobody out. And a throw to first. Sox trying to avoid the sweep at the hands of Kansas City. Two and two. Swing and a miss. Late decision by Gordon. And Fry cuts him down for out number 1.
He was guessing breaking ball, and he got the fastball. It was the emergency hack and no contact.
And that's going to be 1 batter in it for Jace Fry. So first and third, 1 down. Fry does the job. Playing situational left-hander today. We've seen him get full innings as well. Fry will exit. Minaya comes in trying to dry up this rally.
He comes on, runners at the corners. Out for the 27th time. What he's got to do is make sure that Mondesi is held close at first base, because he's probably going to take off, with Perez being an inviting double play target. With a 4.35 ERA and 1 ground ball away from perhaps getting out of this inning and keeping Kansas City off the board.
Salvador Perez, couple of ground balls today, 1 to shortstop, 1 to the pitcher Lopez, and a pop out to second base. Just 5 hits for Kansas City in this game. The rest before this inning were singles, all in individual innings on their own, in the 3rd, in the 4th, and the 5th. There were 2 on with 1 out in the 5th on a walk from O'Hearn after the Dozier's single. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Imperative that Minaya get ahead of Perez here, and he did.
Pretty good slider on the first pitch. Perez swung through it.
0 for 3, 2 punch-outs against Minaya for Salvador Perez. 5 straight All-Star starts for Salvi Perez.
Looked like at least on that lead, Mondesi was trying to measure Minaya to see what kind of lead he could get.
There he goes. And that's strike 2. Mondesi to second base. And so now second and third, 1 out and a base hit could very easily tie the game.
Bullpen still up and going. Gomez and Cedeno.
Strike 3. A mammoth second out.
With that ball right in under his hands. That was a splitter, and that one just exploded straight down. Nice pitch, good time for it. And here comes Ricky. He's going to the pen again. This time he wants Cedeno against Duda.
And then if Duda were to get on base, you might see Gomez against Bonifacio.
Yeah, I think that's probably what you would see.
White Sox bullpen speed dating continues. Xavier Cedeno out of the pen. He will throw against Duda when we come back. Regular season game, plus get a subscription free to MLB at Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer. Pinch hitter to face this guy.
It's our Lakeside Bank call to the pen. It's Xavier Cedeno coming on, the 4th pitcher of the inning. The 3rd in as many hitters. And the first 2 were very successful. Gordon and Perez down on strikes to Fry and Minaya. And Cedeno comes on to face Whit Merrifield.
So Duda out of the game at 1 for 3. Merrifield was 2 for 9 in this series, takes ball 1. (1-0). Laid in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 29-year-old Whit Merrifield, his 3rd season with Kansas City. Typically a starter on the bench. Today, getting the day game off. 1-1. Close. 2-1.
Cedeno wanted this. Didn't get it.
A little bit inside. Two balls and a strike. In the air, well hit. Angle back at the warning track and the wall, and it is gone. Whit Merrifield pinch hitting gives Kansas City the lead.
That's just the 6th home run of the year that Merrifield hit. He's now driven in 35. That is his first pinch hit appearance of the year. A Ford home run replay, a towering fly ball that just kept on going. Got up into the jet stream. Adam Engel goes back as far as he can go, goes up on the wall, and just misses it.
Adam did everything he could, but Merrifield hands Kansas City the advantage. Bonifacio takes a ball. Cold off the bench, Whit Merrifield putting Kansas City in position for a late win. One ball, one strike. Final line on Lopez goes 7 innings plus, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Two-one. Line to third. Bottom 8, Sox suddenly need some runs. Down 3-2. Yolmer leads it off after this.
And it is Jason Adam on for the 26th time, and he's struggled. Although 28 strikeouts in 26 innings are good, the ERA up close to 5 is not. And he has thrown a lot of home runs. In fact, he's thrown 6 of them in 26 innings.
Sox trying to respond in kind to a 3-run inning for Kansas City as Adam has strike one.
Kansas City bullpen still going.
Oh, and 2.
Jason Hamill starting to loosen in the pen.
Guided to center field, Phillips. Family Sundays feature tickets as low as $5 in the upper level, $15 in the lower level, and parking for only $10, plus special family-focused activities located throughout the ballpark. Family Sundays, proudly presented by Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling. Jose doubled in the 4th and came across on the Narvaez RBI single. Sox got the added run in the 7th on the Tim Anderson double. Ball 1. Kansas City aiming for the sweep this afternoon after winning 10-5 yesterday, 4-2 in the opener. Tried just about the same pitch, a little elevated, and missed again. Seems as though Jason Adam does not want to feed Abreu a good fastball.
Well, 2 curveballs to start with. I thought the second of which was close enough, but fortunately did not get the call.
Abreu in the air, center field. Phillips back, warning track, wall, down, we're tied.
And 60 on the power numbers. Is that one just far enough? Had it over the head of Phillips and out of the ballpark to tie it at 3. A Ford home run replay. Well, he had to come to him with that fastball, and Jose took it out over the center field wall.
And with that home run, another generous donation from the Alex Nellius family in loving memory of Ursula. He passes Ron Kittle and is all alone number 10 all time in White Sox history. Oh, and 2 on Garcia. It was a couple getaway days ago. The Sox played 14 against Minnesota.
Adam has given up the long ball. That's his 7th home run he's given up in just over 26 innings. That is a huge total.
Down the left field line. Fair ball off the wall. Avi hoofing it for second base. He is there, sliding.
And Avi realized this ball had gone right back to Gordon. He had to really pick it up around first base. He was able to beat the throw. That's a rolling breaking ball in the inside part, and Avi hit the daylights out of it.
And they're going to intentionally walk Omar Narvaez. So Daniel Palka has grabbed a bat. And Ned Yost goes to the mound.
He wants Hamill in the ball game. That's going to be it for Adam. He will depart with his game on the bases as Jason Hamill comes into this in a tie game. And we'll step out and be back after these messages. Jason Hamill. Hamill up for the 25th time. 2.11 ERA, up close to 6. He was a starting pitcher when this season started. That didn't work out very well for him. He started 18 times. This is 7th time out of the bullpen.
He'll face Daniel Palka. Ned Yost didn't care whether or not it was Palka or Davidson. He wanted Hamill in the game. So Matt finishes 0 for 3. Palka trying to give the Sox the lead back after Kansas City got 3 in the top of this inning. Hamill breaks it outside. Palka just 4 off the rookie pace. 15 homers.
Palka likes it middle away. Let's see if Hamill actually puts it there.
We'll see. He's testing away first. It's 1-0. Yeah, that was down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
We saw Hamill in the first game of the series. He got himself into some trouble. Gave up a couple of base hits to Engel and Sanchez. The first 2 hitters, then got out of the inning with a couple of strikeouts and a pop-up.
Ball and a strike on Palka. They go up and miss. 2-1. Garcia at second, Narvaez at first. Daniel hits it high. Right center field. 6-3 Sox.
That was a breaking ball that Daniel Palka got down and smoked it. 4th home run replay. And he reaches out and just crushes it. Daniel Palka could make a career for himself as a pinch hitter, but he's got bigger aspirations than that. He hits his 16th home run. He's now driven in 42. He's 4 for 11 with 3 home runs and 9 driven in as a pinch hitter.
Those are massive numbers. In the air left field, and Alex Gordon for out number 2. Daniel Palka gives new meaning to getaway day. Gave that ball quite a vacation into right center. You gotta love him because he looks like you could just walk into the bar and there he is sitting there having a burger, having a drink. And he walks up to the plate and just destructs baseballs.
He can hit him a long way. 3 pinch hit home runs this year. Wow.
That ties the franchise record already. It was Oscar Gamble who held it. That was 1977. Daniel Palka's got 2 months now.
He does that.
Oh, and 2 on Engel. Daniel Palka, who spent the balance of his time in spring training in years past trying to convince his teammates that he played in the McDonald's All-American game in basketball. That was not true. He has his own baseball heroics now that will not turn red on Wikipedia. 0-2. That's strike 3. 2 homers in the inning. Don't forget about Jose. But Daniel Palka, the bad man wearing 18, crushes a baseball. Abreu for the tie. This one to straightaway center. And then Daniel Palka called off the bench. Rips it to right. The Sox trying to put it away. This was a neat and clean 1-0 game, and then suddenly an outburst. This ball to left field, and a long run is fruitless for Garcia. Phillips dumps in a leadoff double. No more plot twists, please. This has been convoluted enough late.
It has been that. A lot of pitching changes.
It's like watching a movie with...
Here's another one.
Yeah, well, I don't even have time for the analogy. More pitching changes. It's like watching a movie with 2 characters for an hour and a half, and then like 12 new characters come in for the last 15 minutes. More character development. When we come back, Cedeno will come out deeper into the bullpen. Jenmar Gomez after this.
Begins at 6. You can stream the game on the NBC Sports app.
We got a bank to tell us about?
Yes, our Lakeside bank called to the pen. They should be paying extra for these last 2 innings. Is Genmar Gomez. Gomez on for the 7th time. His ERA 6 3/4.
Gomez will face the former Stephen F. Austin lumberjack, Hunter Dozier. He's 1 for 3. That ball's tagged to left field on a line. Garcia, what a play! A tremendous effort for out number 1 in grave danger, and he says appeal at second base.
That was a wonderful play.
They're going to get the out. Yep, out number 2. Just an outstanding play in left field, and Ned Yost is coming out to argue.
Just a great play, and we couldn't tell from that angle if he did indeed tag up. It looked like he was going back to the bag. Great play by Liuri. That ball is scalded. Dozier's hit the ball very hard today. Phillips does go back to the bag.
When you hear the roar of the crowd, which came, it looked like, it sounded like after he departed. Now the question is, when was the ball caught? So right now, it's a double play. They're going to go to replay review, but the call on the field is a double play, so you need evidence to overturn that rather than the call of safe.
That's it.
Again, you do have the ability in New York, you can take 2 different camera angles, pair them together, time them, and set up a situation where you can look at both. They're available to do that in New York, and that's likely what they're doing on this replay review. That is playable now in baseball, where you can take 2 separate feeds and pair them together. If it stands, it's a double play. Safe.
It looked to me like he was heading back to the bag to touch the bag and then go to third. So that's how it's going to stand. But there is 1 out, which is a huge out. That was a wonderful play by Liuri.
Ricky Renteria goes out to get an explanation. He says, hey, can I just talk to you for a moment? Ted Barrett, the crew chief, has the explanation. He was the one on the headset. Ned Yost, for now, has what he wants. And that will be the end of that. So it's a line drive out for Dozier. A spectacular play by Liuri Garcia.
I think Ricky's going to go to the bullpen again.
You think so?
Why not?
It's Ryan O'Hearn who's going to bat. They do have Herrera and Butera on the bench. Gomez comes out. The Sox bullpen is running out of peoples. Gomez leaves, and here comes Avilan. Back to the bag. Watch Garcia catch the ball, see it into the pocket of the glove, and then the departure of Phillips. This is synced up live. The time code's equal, and Phillips did leave on time. So well done by our crew there, and that's exactly what they saw in New York. New pitcher, Steve.
Yes, we do. And that is our Lakeside bank call to the pen. It's Luis Avilan. So he's the 6th pitcher used to get 4 outs so far. And he's got a couple to go to nail this one down. 3-run lead.
When this run through the lineup card started, Reynaldo Lopez was on the mound. Then Fry, Minaya, Cedeno, Gomez, Avilan. Your pitchers so far to close this thing out. Foul from Rosell Herrera, who pinch hits for Ryan O'Hearn. Herrera had started the first 2 games of this series to some success. He was 2 for 8. He's got 35 hits since he came over from Cincinnati, the 3rd most on the Royals roster in that time. So he's been a productive hitter for them.
Been a switch hitter who's done a nice job from both sides of the plate. Didn't hit much until he came over, and he's in just 154 in the National League. I think just about 280 in the American League.
Sox have 3 guys left in the bullpen, all of whom pitched yesterday. Danish, Vieira, and Santiago. Two and 1 on Herrera. Center field, angle drifting. Adams underneath. Phillips tags, he will score. His run does not matter for the time being. It's 6-4.
Sacrifice fly for Herrera. Makes it a 2-run game.
So it's up to Escobar. He's hit the ball well today, 2 for 3. Both hits to left field. Both against Reynaldo Lopez. This was a 2-0 Sox lead after 7. And a funny thing happened on the way to the finish line.
Boy, it sure did. Lots of scoring.
2 teams with the highest ERAs in Major League Baseball this year have seen the offenses ratchet the pressure up in the final 2 innings. 1 ball, 1 strike from Avilan. No, sir. 2 balls and a strike. Two and 1. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Avilan. Final strike in limbo. 3-2. On the ground at third. Sanchez. And the Sox win. The bullpen defends its tag team championship belt. and a 6-4 final score.
Avilan comes on to get the save. A long way to go to get that save, but a happy ending in this one as Daniel Palka was the key to it. A blast, his third pinch hit home run of the year. What a job coming off the bench he's done.
Luis Avilan with a game high 2 outs out of the bullpen to close the game.
And a fine job was done by all. Just like we promised, it's time for the Miller Lite Hold True moment, and it comes off the bat of Daniel Palka. Daniel got a breaking ball and put a charge into it. That made it 6-3. Sox went on to win 6-4, courtesy of Daniel Palka and some late offense from the boy.
So it was a little chancy for a while there, but the Sox end up getting the victory. 6-4 is your final score. And that's an invigorating win, especially in the comeback fashion that it came.
Well, especially when you consider that it was looking pretty dim after Merrifield came to bat, hit a 3-run homer to give them a 1-run lead. Looked like a possible sweep, but that bullpen for Kansas City has not been particularly good. They weren't good here today, and Daniel Palka came on, and that was that. And
that's how it went. Sox end up getting the victory, and Kansas City wins the first 2. This is a different Royals team. They were 7-5 after the break coming in. Played some pretty good baseball, but Daniel Palka was too much. He's downstairs with Chuck.
Hey, they're going to be doing the Palka on the south side here tonight. Your third pinch hit home run of the season that ties the franchise record. Oscar Gamble is tied with you. Are you comfortable in that situation or what?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's nice at home because we got the cage right here, and I can kind of work on stuff the whole game and check out guys coming in. So it's a good spot.
Jason Hamill was the one who was pitching. By the way, you're looking for a Gatorade bath, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a little paranoid after the last one.
Okay, I don't see anybody right now. So anyway, Jason Hamill, what were you looking for? What'd you get?
I mean, he threw me that breaking ball down in the dirt, and I was kind of just consciously thinking, don't swing at that pitch. And you see it up, and he left one up, and it was right there.
And how about that catch by Larry Garcia in the 9th?
Yeah, it was awesome. I'm not really sure how that kid tagged so quick, but yeah, it was good. It was a good catch.
Congrats on the win. You're dry. Go inside the clubhouse. And by the way, Hector Santiago says that was the first career save for Luis Avilan. So congrats, Avilan. Back upstairs to you.
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Daniel. And maybe you need to take the cage on the road. I don't know. 6-4 your final score. Sox with the victory to get on the plane happy. And we'll talk to you from Tampa. For our producer, Keon Dolachahi, our director, Jim Angio, associate producer, Dave Ross, the technical manager, Mark Harper, and executive producer, Greg Bowman, plus our entire wonderful NBC Sports crew. For Chuck Garfine downstairs, for Steve Stone, my partner, I'm Jason Benetti, saying so long from Guaranteed Rate Field. Coming up next, Subaru White Sox postgame live. You've been watching Chicago White Sox baseball on NBC Sports Chicago. What a win.